Hi there, people. This is Love, and I wanted to talk about the fragrance I was wearing yesterday, and that was Amen. Amen is one of my most valiant companion throughout my fragrance journey. The scent is always the same for me, great, but it's always different too. It gives me the same feeling of awe and it's very hard to describe because it's dense, dark, mysterious, sexy, but very synthetic. I must warn you about that. Mugler fragrances are very cheap and highly synthetic, but that doesn't mean they are not good compositions. They are incredible compositions sometimes, like this one. Amen is a masterpiece composition because nothing like ever came close to looking like Amen and being that complex with a very synthetic and cheap fragrance. It's the kind of fragrance that is still very elegant, very powerful, it's an Oriental fragrance, so it's very powerful, it's elegant, like I said, dark and mysterious, but it is still pretty affordable and very synthetic. And I think that they probably used the synthetic ingredients that became more and more available at the time, and instead of just replacing notes by synthetic notes, they went to do something that was fully aware of the synthetic notes and capable of really using synthetic ingredients and producing an awesome fragrance. And the opening is very harsh. Some people really dislike the opening of Amen because it smells a bit like tar, and tar is not something that people really like to smell normally, but in that it just fits well because it's very powerful, it's very ominous. Straight away you get like this kick of confidence and power that you want. It projects a lot, it lasts a huge long time. I don't care about people who say yes, it has been reformulated since the 90s. I don't care. Maybe it was even more powerful and it lasted even more long and it was even more bold and even more, but I don't care about that. What I have in my hand is very powerful and it lasts a long time, and it's been bought like 2 years ago. So, and you can buy refills. That's something that is amazing, I think, because it's a lot cheaper and you can still have that gorgeous looking bottle, like made of rubber, and there's some in metal, but I really like the rubber one, and I just like sometimes just grasp it. It's an amazingly good looking bottle, like with the star and everything. And then the refill, you can put it in and click it back, and there you go. You got a refill for like half the price. Great. And you can buy just a refill if you're only about the juice. Like, it's very simple. For me, this fragrance is like, I made a trip in the US. I was wearing that a lot, and it just brings back memories for me all the time. I really like how different it smells every time I wear it. Sometimes I really smell hardly like I smell like super intensely the flowers. The lily of the valley in there is awesome. Sometimes I smell the honey, sometimes I smell the rose, sometimes I smell the vanilla tonka bean, sometimes I smell the woods. Yesterday I smelled the woods, like super intense. It's awesome. Smelling all those notes, different notes during the dry down. It's just like the dry down is like, it starts with that tar kind of feel and it evolves into something that is unique every time because your mind just goes on different notes, and when people smell it, they rarely think it's the same fragrance twice. It's very like, it's impressive as a fragrance for that, because the mind just goes into a note and be like, oh, and all of the notes are incredible, and all the duos that it can make. It seems like it's a mastermind who just planned that every way you look at the fragrance, it's always awesome. It's always delicious and it's always great. But what people recognize of that fragrance is the denseness, the darkness, the ominence, yes, the mysterious character of that fragrance. And all of this for like, I think I bought it for less than $75, and it was retail. That's not a lot, and I think it was a box set. So, and the refill I think is maybe $40. It's awesome, you know, for that price. It's a fragrance that is very old, but that has never been really well imitated. And I think it's kind of an iconic duo of that era with Le Male, which are both incredible fragrances that I love equally. And I think that this was probably a response to Le Male saying, we're going to do something that is less candy-like and very simple. We're going to go opposite ways, dark, mysterious, and still very sexy. And I think that both are like iconic of their era and are still today masterpieces that are completely wearable. Uniqueness factor, it is unique because there's nothing comparable to Amen. And also, no one really, like, no one my age really wears Amen. They all wear Sauvage, they all wear 1 million, not Amen. And every time I wear it, there's some people who are like, wow, this is great. People my age are like, wow, this is amazing. And it smells like no one I've smelled. You know, I've been to clubs and it's like there's scents out there, but nothing like that. And that is a uniqueness factor that we like, taking old fragrances that are still completely wearable and completely incredible today in various situations. This one is evening all the way, but I wore it like in eye heat during the day on the beach, you know, whatever, and it was still awesome. And I think that people our generation really like that kind of very different smelling fragrances, even though it's like the fragrances that our like fathers used to wear at the time, like Le Male. But it's yeah, it's different with the context now. It's different with the reformulations, and it's different on everyone's skins. So that being said, spread love and spray love.